welcome to my book review. Just got back from work. It was not fun. So, don't really have time to sit down in one sitting and do my book review, so I'm just going to be doing it at random times, like this, eating a salad, so hope you enjoy.
So the name of my book is The Basketball Diaries.
Turns out I do have time because of the coronavirus. Alright, Jim Carroll was the dude who wrote The Basketball Diaries. He was an author and musician. He was born in 1949, died in 2009. He spent most of his life in New York City. He, as a kid, a young adult, he kept a bunch of diaries about his, everyday life. And it was mostly focused on his basketball career and then his heroin addiction. And he took those diaries and made it into a book, basically. And he basically wrote the book because eventually he did get sober, and he was just, I'm thinking, looking back on that and celebrating the fact that he's sober. So he wants to show everybody, what he went through and all the struggles. He actually became sober in 1970. So, and then 1978 he published this book. So, how Drinking a Love Story relates to The Basketball Diaries is both characters, well, first of all, both stories are truthful. They're real life stories. And, of course, in the end, they both do get sober. And it shows how both, on one side, alcohol and heroin affect their relationships with other people, their emotions, their thoughts, how they react to certain situations. And both of their addictions really stemmed from their struggles they were having in life. Whenever something was going bad, or they just, were stressed out or something, they'd always turn to heroin, alcohol. And both of these drugs did threaten their lives. So I did my APA paper on neonatal abstinence syndrome. It doesn't directly relate to The Basketball Diaries, just off the basis that they're both caused by drug addiction mostly. And heroin is one of the leading drugs that causes NAS in births, but they're not too related. I just picked The Basketball Diaries because I heard a lot about it from my friends, or a couple of my friends, and it sounded really interesting. And there is a movie out on it, but I could not find it on anywhere because I did want to watch it because it has Leonardo DiCaprio in it, but couldn't find it. I think that it's only available on illegal websites, So in this video, I didn't really talk too much about what happened in the book because I don't really want to give anything away. I highly recommend that you read it because I barely ever read any books, and I did read this one, and I actually liked it, and I didn't fall asleep while reading it, which I do with most books. And it wasn't hard for me to read either. It was an easy read. So coming from me who reads never, read it. It's very interesting, and it's a true story. It's always better when it's a true story, so read it.